Hello Taurus, I hope you are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for September 1st through the 3rd. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Taurus, I do have personals open right now. If you are interested, details are down below. Let's see what we have for you here. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements, September 1st through the 3rd. Okay. You're really standing out. The colors pink, purple, peach, those may be significant to you. You don't even have to be, I know it's giving like girly energy, like I'm reading for all the girlies, but that's not the case. Some of you, this could just, maybe a person that you're attracted to is wearing these colors or, whatever, right? Let's see. Maybe you look good in these colors. Maybe it's something you should try. I'm getting sick of that card right there. So we have Judgment showing up. It says quarter life crisis on here, Taurus. Scorpio and Aries energy present here. But honestly, when it comes to the Judgment card, typically it represents like an awakening. On the traditional Rider-Waite Smith deck, there are all these figures, they're like sitting up out of coffins. Oftentimes it does come through for like a spiritual awakening. So are you going through a spiritual awakening the 1st through the 3rd? I don't feel like it's that fast. But I do think for some of you, you could be like in the thick of it around that time, possibly. You do have the sun showing up though. So I feel like you are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel in this situation. Some of you, a Scorpio or an Aries or a Leo, could end up reaching out in this time frame here. I feel like this person might reach out to you on Instagram or Snapchat. I feel like it's something, it feels like it's through a social media message here. You have the sun showing up. It's Leo energy. And underneath that, you have the 9 of vibes. Someone's on edge here. Someone is on edge, Taurus, in the first 3 days of September over you. Maybe you have kind of gone into hermit mode. You do have the hermit showing up here, and it says off grid. Maybe somebody's feeling like you are nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be heard of, right? So I feel like there's a person who's checking on you. Maybe they're like looking at your socials and they're like, oh yeah, this person in the card is like looking at the computer. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, I feel like this person, they could definitely be like looking at your socials. They're checking something over and over again. I think before you could have been out in the open, bringing a lot of attention to yourself, Taurus, and now you're not, and somebody is like, whoa, what's going on there? I think this is making this person really nervous, okay? Really nervous. Queen of Vibes, it says baddie. Okay, this is Aries energy. This is Queen of Wands. Just for those of you who don't know, I feel like you're blooming here, Taurus. I feel like you've been blooming for quite some time, and some of you have been pouring into something and you're going to start seeing results, or you already are seeing results, but September 1st through the 3rd, it could be a significant progress that you're seeing. Maybe there is, a certain point that you're hitting where you're like, wow, this was like my original goal. It's giving me that kind of vibe here. You have Queen of Thoughts underneath it. It says independent woman. Whether you're a woman or not, it does not matter. You're in a receptive feminine energy here, okay? Some sort of blessing is coming in. I think the independent aspect of it is because you've done your part in calling in this blessing, manifesting this blessing, and now the universe is about to meet you in the middle, right? Some of you in Aries or a Libra coming your way here, wanting to speak some sort of truth. This person could ride a bike, motorcycle for some, or maybe they're a biker, a hiker, a jogger, like they're into that kind of stuff, You got the World showing up here. It says boozy brunch. The World, fixed energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. This is a card of stepping out of one world into another. I feel like in the first 3 days of September, a message is going to bring in a new chapter. I feel like it's going to bring in a new chapter. It may like bring you out of hermit mode, or it may feel like it brought someone else out of hermit mode, but I feel like it begins a new chapter in the first 3 days of September. We'll see what's going on here. This Leo, this Virgo, this Aries, Scorpio. What's going on here for Taurus, first 3 days of September? Some of you could be going to brunch with someone here, getting some sun. Someone might be visiting an exhibit of some sort as well. Let's see what else we've got here. You have the King of Swag, King of Pentacles energy showing up right here. Ooh. I feel like there's someone who could be concerned that a person is like taking care of you or doing the things that they weren't doing. Then why weren't you doing it? Why weren't you doing, you know, like why weren't you doing it if that was your fear, right? Some of you, this could be another Taurus, but I also feel like you're like, no, just because I'm not dealing with you doesn't mean I have to be dealing with someone. I'm dealing with me, right? A lot of you, you're in that energy where somebody could feel like just because you're not pouring into them, you've got to be pouring into someone else, and you're like, me. Right? I don't understand the confusion, you know. So let's see what else we've got here. Some of you, a new job. Maybe you're already starting this new job, but maybe you're getting settled between the 1st and the 3rd, or you're starting to get recognition there between the 1st and the 3rd. People, you know, knowing your name, looking forward to seeing you. Ace of Swag, new gig, new job. Ace of Pentacles showing up here, new gig. Telling you what, yeah, I feel like you're standing out wherever this is, Taurus. I keep wanting to call you Leo because it just feels like that kind of energy here, you know. It feels like you're shining. It feels like you're glowing, you're growing. The energy feels great for that. And it feels like you've accomplished things without, Taurus, without a whole lot of, I don't want to say that you've not been taught anything by folks here, for those of you where this is a new job, but it does feel like you are a fast learner and you may be someone who can kind of put things together. Like you don't need step-by-step instructions for certain things. You can kind of look at it and see and tell, like, this is how this is supposed to go. This is how I'm supposed to do this. You know what I mean? So I feel like somebody really values that about you because it cuts their time back tremendously and allows them to pour into other things. Let's see what we have over here. What's going on over here for Taurus? What's going on over here for Taurus? Three of Vibes, Aries energy here. It's Three of Wands. First, like, yeah. This is a card that can represent sending something out. A person does feel a little bit of a claim to you. They feel like they've claimed you on some level. The world, like I said, stepping out of one world into another. It's a card of completion, entering a new chapter. And so that's really kind of what I'm feeling there for that part, is that, you know, there's a message coming in. That Three of Wands, you know, in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, there's a man and he's like standing at the top of this hill and he's looking out over the water, over all of the boats, right? A lot of the time that's seen as future thinking, right? So I feel like you and another person between the 1st and the 3rd, it could be mutual. Both of you could be doing this, but somebody is like looking out into the future. They're like, how do I see this? How do I want this to go? Three of Wands is sending something out. So I feel like a message does come in. And you know, that World card energy, it's like beginning a new chapter between the two of you after there's been some sort of distance, isolation, withdrawal, but there has been reflection when the Hermit shows up too. So yeah, there's an awakening, a realization that, you know, something needs to be fixed here. It needs to be talked about. So that's what I am seeing here for you, Taurus. I hope that this was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. Details are down below for anybody who might be interested in personals, Instagram, Patreon. Don't forget, Taurus, that I also read for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. So you are more than welcome to watch out for your other signs if you'd like. I definitely recommend it if this was like not hitting home for you. The readings can kind of be all over the place at times. So, you know, when it comes to that, usually there's just like multiple storylines and something might fit, but not always. So if nothing fit for you here, maybe it will, you know, for your Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever sign, right? Jupiter. But if this is where we part, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hopefully I will see you next time. Y'all take care. Bye.